A plane has crashed on the reservation near Carlton. A Beechcraft Sundowner C-23 light aircraft has crashed. The weather conditions were ideal. The pilot, Alfred Goldberg, did not survive. The body has been secured by the appropriate services. Discover the cause of the crash. All right. Find the wreckage. Oh, that is an awful noise. Awful, I tell you. I hate it. Hate it so much. Well, it's not that way. This way. Oh, I recognize this building from the demo. I'm looking for the plane on the map, but I'm not seeing it, so I'm gonna assume we're going this way. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I see the plane. Actually, you know what? This is the demo crash. We're just coming from it at a different angle. Alright, get ready. Just going to fire. Oh no! Oh no! You can go back to work. Thanks! Secure the evidence. Ooh, we got a flask. Anybody need a washing machine? That's what that is. Could be a dryer, I guess. Nope, it says washer. I'm gonna have to scan for parts. Guy does not jump. That is his jump. You can see it. There it is. That's I remember from the demo that there was a piece that had been further away. Oh, invisible wall. If I remember right in the demo, the accident was caused by a piece of a plane had fallen off, but then the pilot's reaction time was blunted because of... oh, hey, there's a car he's at. Because he was drunk. Or maybe intoxicated, I can't remember. Maybe not drunk, but... that thing. Okay. Make that go away. There was a piece over here, so right there. There we go. Okay, and then we'll have the wreckage called away. Alright, let's go read the case document and see what it's gotta say. Outskirts of Blue Creek, Forest Reservation, Bleachcraft, Sunflyer C302, no flight data recorder, flight route New York Mount Mary, number of passengers 1, victim 1, pilot Benjamin Goldberg. An industrial Benjamin Goldberg boarded his light aircraft in a hurry and took off in the direction of Mount Mary. The weather conditions were ideal. The pilot did not report any malfunctions. The machine suddenly lost altitude and crashed on the territory of the Blue Creek Forest Reservation. Mount Mary flight, weather okay. Cloudy, no rainfall, flight duration 75 minutes, flight without disruptions. Sunny, 80 minutes, no disruptions. Continuous rainfall, windy, flight durations 135 minutes, 155 minutes. Aircraft worked without problems. Let's see. The engine slightly stuttered. Let the mechanic Paul inspect the matter. Let's see. Fine. Operational. All systems operational. Scattered showers. Replacement of tires, replacement of window in the right door. The rest of the components functional. Make the scan. Okay. Confirm the technical condition. All right. Replace components, all fluid in the aircraft, air and fuel filters. No other malfunctions found. Replace tires. Replaced fuel line set. Body control system, hydraulic system on the right side of the body. Cockpit heating system repair. Propeller replacement. Reason excess mileage. Replacement of steering lines on the left wing. Replacement of tires. They had a lot of replacement of tires. Do planes go through that many tires? Replacement of window on the right door. Let's see. Replacement of ailerons on both wings. Fixing the altimeter. Conservation of the yoke. Replacement of all position and signal lights. After replacement, the aircraft underwent a review and at present requires no further observation. While tragedies happen, not much is left of the man. I've managed to find out that the people who saw the accident were Helen and Old Bill. Go and ask them. Maybe they'll tell you something more. The cause of the pilot's death were numerous internal injuries caused by the aircraft crashing into the ground. I've excluded the participation of third parties. It's good that such tragedies seldom occur in the area. My God, what a tragedy. I'd found out that Margaret, that is his wife, had gone to their house in the mountains. Not alone, but with a lover. He wanted to catch them red-handed. I brought him to the airport and he got into the aircraft, and mechanic Paul was responsible for the aircraft. Maybe he'll know something more about it. Another person worth asking is Mrs. Goldberg. I don't believe this to be an ordinary accident. Murder. I've been working with aircrafts for almost 20 years, 7 of 8 of which have been with the Goldbergs. When I do, it's always top notch. I never allow myself any screw-ups. You can check it by making a scan. Okay. I was driving my kids and I saw a falling plane. It was flying in a slanted way as if it had trouble staying in the air. Oh man, I was coming out to throw some grain to them chickens, and here I see this big old plane going right down. Black smoke coming out of its tail. Tail. T-A-L-E. Must have been some engine malfunction. I know. Back in Vietnam, I served in the Air Force. Alright, Old Bill. Queensby, leave a message. Leave a message. Leave a message. Alright. Steering problems. Check the aileron. Old Bill, engine failure. Alcohol check whether Goldberg could have been drunk. Not as far from the wreckage. Get this sent off. Have you noticed that it's really sensitive? Okay. even as I was putting it on, I was thinking, like, oh, it was probably a waste of my time. These are some really shitty batteries. Oh, hey, we have a plane right here. Alright. Go back to the office to call him. I talked to him, but I didn't. He didn't want to talk to me. Alright, got all the witnesses. Well, a violent life and a violent life. He was always a ticking bomb. I never knew when he would explode and start another fight. I wanted to break up a long time ago, but my husband didn't want to give me a divorce. Oh, how did we meet? Ironically, many years ago, we met in an aero club. Oh, so she had the knowledge of how to sabotage it. Told you the plane was functional. The plane last review was at Aerotech. Mrs. Goldberg brought the plane back herself. Is the wife a pilot? Of course. It was her who usually flew a plane to the mountains. The wife was a pilot too. Alright, receive the box. Having conducted the analysis, we confirm that there is a 15-year-old Scotch whiskey inside. Here's the chem lab. All Oh, the dog. Was there whiskey in the hip flask? I recommend a blood test to check whether Goldberg was piling under the influence. Oh. Alright. Alright, we ordered a blood test for Mr. Goldberg. Having conducted a series of tests, we found no technical malfunctions. During the crash, the engine was operational. Thank you. Okay. Can you stop being difficult? Please and thank you. There we go. Okay, so not engine failure. Let's see, we checked the aileron, and the preliminary analysis showed that the aileron could have fallen off before hitting the ground. We suspect that it was the fault of applied mounting screws. We might recommend a further examination of the screws. With kind regards, the aerodynamics department. Aerodynamics. Unscrew the What screws are we talking about? Anybody know what screws it's talking about? 'Cause I don't know. I see. What do you want me to do? You were not very clear. Disassembly sand. I'm here. What do you want from me? Oh, do I just need to send the screws then? Was that all I had to do? Was I trying to make that a lot difficult? A lot more difficult? Things have been sour between the Goldbergs for a long time. She wanted a divorce, and he would say it would be only over his dead body. It was about their common property, $1 million. For some time, Mrs. Goldberg would take the plane and look for some peace and quiet in the mountains. Very suspicious that she did not take the plane. Aerotech, can I help you? Did we take care of the Goldberg's plane? Yes, as far as I can remember. Mrs. Goldberg brought it here personally about a year ago. It all looked good in the papers. Maybe Jim, who conducted the inspection, will be able to tell you something more. Unfortunately, he's not work at today. Please try reaching him on his phone. Hello, yeah, I'm the one that made the last inspection. Well, I mean, in general, it was all good. The aileron didn't touch it. If it was replaced, it must have been done earlier, and not in our place. Mrs. Goldberg, the blonde one? Pretty hot for her age, by the way. Did I talk to her? Nah, I'm kind of shy with women. A little creepy. I wanted to leave him for a long time, but he wouldn't grant me a divorce. It would have been too shameful for him. Why didn't I take the plane to visit the mountains that day? I took the car and visited my lawyer on the way, in order to file for the divorce anyway. You can check it. You suggest that it was me who caused the accident. That's ludicrous. The pilot was sober. Had been made from poor quality steel and had no required attestations. Such screws should never be used in aircrafts where all the parts must endure exceptionally difficult operating conditions. Regards, Mechanic Institute. Replace the ailerons on both wings. Then after replacement, the aircraft underwent a review. Alright. I can confirm that on this feral day, Mrs. Goldberg arrived at my office and we took care of her divorce papers. Proof if there's need, I can provide the monitoring footage from the office's reception hall. Okay, so Margaret is in the clear, not involved. Plane inspection, please give me a moment, I'll check. The plane was brought by Mr. Goldberg personally. It was about 3 years ago. We made the inspection and replaced the aileron, among other things. Young Tom was the one taking care of it. I'll give you his phone number and maybe he'll be able to tell you something more. We'll try young Tom again. Goldberg point? I remember it well. This Goldberg guy kept screaming that he wanted it all to go faster. Exceptionally unpleasant character. If I wasn't at work, I'd have punched him in the face. Neither on, yes, I replaced it. Problem with the screws? I got no idea. I ordered the screws at All Stuff Inc. Yeah, I can send the order. We received your order for the universal screws. The expected delivery time is 4 days. Thank you for shopping at All Stuff. I find it's hey. What's with the name? What comment are they making about where the All Stuff was located? Are they saying it was like a Temu special? Send the email. Have you sold screws to Flycraft in the past? I have the test results attached that the boats do not have the required approvals. I would be grateful for an explanation. We have indeed sold such screws, but it was clearly stated in the advertisement that they had no attestation, since they are a collector's item. I'm attached the screen from our shop as proof. Oh, I knew it would come back to bite us. These screws. Goldberg kept screaming he was in a hurry and that he had to have the plane ready at the moment. Unfortunately, there was no aileron screws anywhere, missing stocks. I was sick and tired of that guy and the fact that he kept screaming at me. I wanted him off my back. So I ordered replacements for the screws on the internet. They said they were no different from the originals. As young and stupid, young Tom. I definitely wouldn't do that now, believe me. That is actually based off of a real accident that had happened. I don't remember the story, but I remember watching a documentary on it where the mechanic was in a hurry and he just visually held up screws and just visually confirmed it. And it turned out that it wasn't the right screws. Right. Young Tom. Wasn't murder. There you go. The explanation of the cause of the crash. Helen saw a plane fly by in a slanted manner, which had lost control. The crash had been the aileron which got detached from the wing. This was caused by the fracture in the bolts fastening the aileron. The bolts did not have the right attestation. They shouldn't have been used in the aircraft. Young Tom, the mechanic, had used uncertified bolts in order to fulfill Goldberg's unrealistic expectations as quickly as possible. This rush turned out to have fatal consequences. So now his wife is a widow and she gets everything, and how funny. Alright, young Tom has been accused of dereliction of duty and negligent homicide and might be facing up to 8 years in prison. The interesting thing is that Mrs. Goldberg has paid for Tom's attorney from her own resources. She claims that her husband was a raging nutcase who would force others to obey him, so it wasn't the boy's fault that he wanted to fulfill Goldberg's absurd demands as quickly as possible. Mrs. Goldberg inherited all of the family fortune after her husband's death. She decided to permanently move to the mountains and settle down with a new partner. She hired her attorney to run the company. The assistant was immediately fired by Mrs. Goldberg. Due to baseless accusations, the boy did not receive positive letters of recommendation and has been having trouble finding work for a while now. The life of the remaining people hasn't changed significantly. Still, the crash will remain in their memory for a long time. Alright, and it took me 23 minutes. Congratulations. Take the next case. Alright, I'm going to call it done here. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I'll be back with another case real soon.